What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're gonna show you guys how to install the brake pedal, the rear brake caliper, and how to bleed the brakes. So here are all the parts and hardware you need. Let's go down the hardware list. So you'll need M6 by 20 bolts, M6 by 35 bolts, M6 by 80 bolts, M6 nuts, M6 washers, M8 by 30 bolts, 3/8 nuts, 3/8 washers, and you're pretty much ready for the install. Before we start the install, let's go over all the tools you'll need. So you'll need a bleeder kit as well as brake fluid. You'll need a socket kit with a 13mm socket and 10mm socket. You'll also need a 12mm wrench, 10mm wrench, a 8mm wrench, and you'll also need a Allen key set, some zip ties, razor blade, needle nose pliers, and some cutters. To begin the install, grab a set of M6 by 20 bolts, M6 nuts, and M6 washers. So first, we're gonna go ahead and mount the brake master. So you're gonna grab the bracket along with the two M6 by 35 bolts, and you're gonna insert it on top of the bracket, and then you're gonna align it with the brake master cylinder. Next, grab the other bracket and insert it onto the M6 bolt, and then you can secure it with the nut and washer. Next, we're gonna mount the brake pedal. Grab the brake pedal and align it with the bolts on the bracket, and then insert an M6 bolt and washer on both sides. And then secure it with a washer and nut. Next, fasten the M6 bolts with a 10mm socket and an Allen wrench and get it nice and snug. You want to over tighten it because you still want the pedal to be able to rotate. Remove the cotter pin and release the pin. To show this in the earlier clip, but you also need a M6 by 80 bolts as well as one more M6 nut. We're going to move to the front end of the drift cart and we're going to mount the brakes. You can also make adjustments to where you want the pedal positioned based on the driver's preference. Make sure you include washers with these M6 bolts. To mount the brake pedals, grab your M6 by 80 bolt and put it through one side of the brake pedal, and then make sure it goes through the hole on the brake master cylinder, and then go through the other side of the brake pedal, and then you can secure it with a nylon nut. Next, you can fasten the M6 bolt with a Allen wrench and a 10mm socket. After that, grab a 12mm wrench and tighten the locking nut on the brake master cylinder. So we're going to remove the brake reservoir to cut down the extra hose. So next, you're going to use a zip tie to mount the reservoir to the front bash bar. Now we're going to install the rear caliper. So here's the hardware that we will need. You need 2 M8 bolts, 4 3/8 nuts, and then you need 2 M8 washers. Alrighty, so before we install the rear brake caliper, I want to show you guys how the pads are supposed to sit. So on this back pad, you can see they have a set of ears, and you want the ears to sit inside this plate right here. Before we install the caliper, we're going to test to make sure the bolts go through. And if the bolt doesn't go through, you will have to use a Dremel to shave off some of the powder to make room for the You're going to grab the M8 bolt and you're going to insert it into the brake bracket. And then on the other side, you're going to insert 2 3/8 nuts. These are going to be served as spacers. And then you're going to insert the M8 washer. Next, you want to hold the washers with one hand, and then you're going to carefully mount the brake caliper onto the rotor. And then you're going to push the M8 bolt through, and you're going to thread it into the threaded hole on the brake caliper. Once you got it in, go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Next, grab a 13mm socket and fasten the M8 bolt. Next, we're going to align the rotor. So you want the rotor to sit in between the pads. To begin aligning the rotors, we have to loosen the collars on both sides. Next, we're going to loosen the rotor screws. Once you do that, now you can align the rotor. When you align the rotors, you want to put it in between the brake pads with an even gap on both sides. Even though it might look like there's a gap in between the pads, once you put fluid in it, the brake pads would compress and it will squeeze the rotor. So once you got the rotor aligned, you can tighten the rotor screws and then push the collars against the rotors and then tighten the collars on both sides. Next, we're going to install the brake lines. Before we do that, we're going to use cutters to remove the coil springs around the brake line. Now we're going to move to the front of the cart and we're going to remove the banjo bolt on the brake master cylinder. Next, remove one crush washer and then insert the brake line and then sandwich it with another crush washer. Then we can start threading in the banjo bolt with the brake line into the brake master cylinder. On our standard cart setups, the foot pedal is going to control the rear brake caliper. So essentially this is a foot e-brake. However, if you want an independent braking system, you could order our front brake kit and our hydro e-brake so you can have independent front and rear brakes. Let's continue this install on our standard cart. So next, we're going to go ahead and route the brake line to the back. Let me go over how we routed it. So pretty much we went under the hoop and then we're going to run it along the frame and we're going to make sure it sits under this tie rod, and then we're going to go all the way to the back, and then you're going to loop it under the rear axle, and then we're going to go ahead and install the brake line. Next, we're going to go ahead and connect the brake line to the banjo bolt. So go ahead and remove the banjo bolt. there's going to be 2 crush washers. Go ahead and leave 1 crush washer in, and then insert the brake line, and then insert the other crush washer. And then now you can go ahead and fasten the banjo bolt into the rear brake caliper. Next, we're going to tidy up the brake lines with zip ties. We're gonna go ahead and stop zip tying from here. This is the last zip tie we're gonna put on. We're gonna leave the back to zip tie later when we install all the electronics, because we wanna tidy up all the harnesses together and we're gonna zip tie it to the frame. For right now, we're gonna go ahead and tighten the banjo bolt. And then we're gonna pretty much show you the angle that the banjo bolt needs to be tightened at. And then we're also gonna show you the locations that we're gonna be zip tying it at. So gonna insert 1 zip tie here, another one right here, and then lastly, you're gonna zip tie right here. But we're gonna wait for all the electronics to be in so we can tidy up all the harnesses. Next, we're gonna move over to the front and we're gonna tighten the banjo bolt on the brake master cylinder with a 12mm wrench. Don't forget to cut off the excess on the zip ties for a clean, tidy look. After you have both banjo bolts tightened on the brake caliper and brake master cylinder, we can begin bleeding the brakes. First, grab your brake bleeder. If you have a bleeder like ours, be sure you have fluid in there that's submerging the tube inside, and then remove the cap on the rear caliper to reveal the bleeder nipple and insert the tube. Next, you're going to open the cap of the brake master reservoir, and then you're going to put in some brake fluid. One quick note is you always want to keep the brake reservoir full. You don't want to run it dry, because if you run it dry, then you're going to put air in the system and you're going to have to keep bleeding the system. So this first method you can do all by yourself. So we're going to start by opening the valve by loosening the bleeder nipple with a 8mm wrench. To begin the bleeding system, we're going to go ahead and just keep pumping the brake pedals and refilling the brake reservoir until we see a solid stream come out of the tube. You want to make sure there's no air bubbles, and then you can close the valve by tightening it with a 8mm wrench, and you're done bleeding the system. Show you guys what the other method looks like. So if you have a second person, you'll have one person pumping and holding the brakes, and then you'll have a person opening and closing the valve. So after he pumps it around 10 to 15 times, he's gonna hold the brake pedal, and then I'm gonna go ahead and open the valve to release all the air, and then I'm gonna go ahead and close the valve, and then he can begin pumping again. You would pretty much repeat this process until you don't see any more air bubbles and you feel a nice tight pressure on the brake pedal. After you successfully bled the brakes, you can fill the brake reservoir and secure it with the cap.